The following is a special presentation produced by WBBZ-TV in partnership with the Erie County Fair, supported by the fair and their sponsors. It's time for Fair Day Live. Everything you need to know about the Erie County Fair, with interesting people, places, and events at the Hamburg Fairgrounds. With that and more surprises, here is Kim Piazza.
Welcome to Fair Day Live, in a recorded sort of way for Saturday. I'm Kim Piazza, and here are some of the exciting events that you can expect today at the Erie County Fair. Today at the fair, the Erie County Fair 5K award presentation at 10:15 a.m. in the Carousel Beer Garden. 4-H rabbit, turkey, and poultry auction starting at 10 a.m. in the Showplex. 4-H swine auction at 1 p.m. in the Showplex. Legend of the birth of the burger. Chris Carosa, Erie County Fair Cook's Kitchen and Shop at 6 o'clock p.m. The Fab Four, the ultimate tribute in the Buffalo.com grandstand at 8 p.m. A free show with a paid gate admission. A tradition here at the Erie County Fair is the marching band. I had a chance to catch up with the marching band and the inspirational young musicians who work so hard to be here at the Erie County Fair. Let's take a look.
One. Roll on, two, three, and.
Did you know the Erie County Fair has an official band? We're going to meet the assistant director. And your name, sir?
My name is Cam Griffith.
Hey, Cam. And so talk to me about all these young people standing behind us.
These young people come from schools all over Erie County, high schools and middle schools, some as far as Frontier, some from right here in Hamburg. Others in past years have come all the way from Grand Island, and we rehearse twice a week out in the fairgrounds. I think we've done 6 parades thus far, and then we play every single day of the fair at the, I think it's the Evans Family Complex at 7 p.m. every night of the fair.
So it's a real honor for these young people to be a part of this band.
Yes, we get tons of applications from all over Erie County, as I said, and these kids are chosen based on band director recommendations and criteria of how well they play music and all that. And we also take beginners that are just learning. We've had kids that have started on French horn and then learn how to play a tuba. We've had flute players go to snare drum. We teach kids out here. It's great.
That's really exciting. Hey, everybody, wave at the camera. Hi, WBBZ. We're going to talk to the tenor sax player, Caitlin. Caitlin, where are you from?
I'm from Cheektowaga, New York.
What school do you attend in Cheektowaga?
I just graduated from Cleveland Hill High School.
Congratulations! And you're playing the tenor sax, which really actually is a little unusual to find a woman playing tenor sax. That's traditionally an instrument you'll see men playing. I love seeing a woman on the tenor sax. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up on this instrument.
My main instrument's bass clarinet, and I decided to switch my second year of fair band because it's a lot easier and that gives me something new to do.
And she's just that talented that she can go back and forth between instruments, and that's probably part of why you're here as part of the Erie County Fair Marching Band. Well, thank you so much for taking a minute and speaking with us. And so this must be a lot of fun for you to do this in the summer.
It's a lot of fun.
What's your favorite part of being a part of this particular marching band?
Probably the friends that I have met throughout the years, and they're really close to me and everything.
And you just graduated. Are you going to go to college?
Yes, I'm going to Fredonia in the fall.
Fredonia University! Hey, Fredonia! Our intern is from Fredonia. What's your major going to be?
Cooperative engineering.
Congratulations. Thanks for taking a minute with us. Coming up next, some Hamburg history.
Fair Day Live continues after this.
The best 12 days.
The best
days of summer are here.
It's the 179th Erie County Fair, August 8th through the 19th. See what we've got packed into 12 days of sensational, sizzling summer fun.
The best shows.
The best rides.
And don't forget,
the best animals.
Summertime's best food.
The best times.
Nothing says summer like the best 12 days of summer at this year's Erie County Fair.
Old Man Winter is coming. Are you ready? When it comes to your snow removal equipment, do you need a dealer that does more than just sell a plow? Then it's time for you to visit General Welding and Fabricating Inc., an authorized Boss dealer. Not only can we help you choose from the best products in the snow removal industry, but we're also your go-to guys when it comes to answering all your Boss questions. This week, stop at General Welding's 10 at the Erie County Fair and take advantage of the lowest pricing of the year. Save up to $400 off any installed in-stock Boss snow removal equipment.
Choosing a bank that's the right fit for your personal or professional needs requires serious consideration. Lakeshore Savings is a local bank with big banking products and no intentions to outgrow our home in Western New York. We believe we're just the right size, and we intend to keep it that way.
Earn up to 1.5% with a qualifying balance when you open an LS Premium Money Market Savings account. Stop in or visit online to get started today.
Banking with your best interest in mind. It's how we do business.
America's most iconic quartet is coming live to perform their unforgettable hits. The Oak Ridge Boys Shine the Light Tour 2018, August 13th at the Erie County Fair, Buffalo.com Grandstand. Get reserved seats at tickets.com, the fairgrounds main office, or by phone. Here's more at oakridgeboys.com, part of the National Grid Concert Series.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
Welcome back. The James E. Straits Show has had a relationship with the Erie County Fair for 94 years. This next piece was co-produced with WNED, and we're going to take a look at some midway fun.
Straight Shows was founded by my grandfather, who was James E. Straits.
Many, many years ago in Bath, New York, they started the show. My father used to be a wrestler, and they would go around to different cities, and they would wrestle the yokel in the community. Someone got the bright idea that they ought to buy a couple of kiddie rides, and so they were starting to get ready for the next season, and they bought a giraffe and they bought a lion.
And then one day the giraffe stuck its head in the lion's cage, and the lion grabbed its head and killed it. And that was kind of the crisis that caused everyone to come to the conclusion that they're all going home except my grandfather. Everyone else left, and he bought out their interest, and it changed its name from Southern Tier Shows to the James E. Strait Shows.
And we grew up on the show, living in a railroad car, and traveled around the country and thought it was a normal thing to do. It was just wonderful.
Whistles. Some people maybe can't stand that much train whistles, but to me anyway, it means the Straits train is coming.
I've had the opportunity to ride on the engine of this train. It is amazing.
America's only railroad carnival, the fabulous James E. Strait Shows, has been a fixture at the Erie County Fair since 1924.
They used to have a parade through the center of the village.
It went through Hamburg and then came in the main gate up here and paraded around the racetrack.
You meet a lot of people. Kind of fun. We'll get carnival fans from Pennsylvania. They come up every year. either for the unloading or the loading, and you'll see them down there and they'll take 100 pictures and they just enjoy it. We had elephants for about 15, 16 years, and we had giraffes and you name it, hippopotamus. It was really a menagerie is what we had. Shows used to be much more dominant than they are today. If you ever wanted a police officer, you'd have to go to the girl show because that's where they hung out.
I remember jumping the fence to get in because that was a sport. As like a 13-year-old, how we would sneak into the burlesque show on the Midway.
And the Midway was totally different. But they put on a wonderful, almost like a little Broadway show. It was great.
But people still think about the double Ferris wheel. They loved it.
Things changed and the show started to drift away, and as they did, we were left with what people normally would consider today's carnival, which is predominantly a group of large rides that are becoming more lit and more computer driven. I mean, the big trend right now is to put LED lights on the ride.
The type of rides that you have today and the much larger rides, like the roller coasters, that giant wheel was unheard of, in times past. Fun, just fun. It was always exciting. Prior to World War II, there were 45 railroad shows in the country. And of course, there's only one left, and that's us.
It's all about the hamburger in Hamburg. Next.
The best 12 days.
The best
days of summer
are here.
It's the 179th Erie County Fair, August 8th through the 19th. See what we've got packed into 12 days of sensational, sizzling summer fun.
The best shows.
The best rides.
And don't forget,
The best animals.
summertime's best food.
The best times.
Nothing says summer like the best 12 days of summer at this year's Erie County Fair.
There's a bank in our community that saves you money wherever you are. A bank where people right here answer the phone and spend time with you to answer your questions. A bank that has proudly served Western New Yorkers for more than 90 years and counting. Evans Bank. Experience a better way.
America's most iconic quartet is coming live to perform their unforgettable hits. The Oak Ridge Boys Shine the Light Tour 2018, August 13th at the Erie County Fair, Buffalo.com grandstand. Get reserved seats at tickets.com, the fairgrounds main office, or by phone. Here's more at oakridgeboys.com, part of the National Grid Concert Series.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live. Joining us now is Chris Carosa, and Chris is the author of a number of books, including The Legend of the Birth of the Burger. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
It's so nice.
That book's not out yet.
But it's coming.
It's forthcoming. It's called Hamburger Dreams.
Hamburger Dreams?
Hamburger Dreams.
So, meaning like we dream of hamburgers?
Well, there's a little bit of a story behind that, but I'll leave it for people to read the book to find out.
We don't want to give away the big hurrah.
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, but the book does talk about
the big talks about the origin stories of the hamburger.
There's a lot of legends around.
There's a lot of legends.
And I think a lot of different places want to claim the right to that origin.
Yes, they do. It's very well known, and it involves no no one as small as McDonald's hamburgers and Hamburger
Really?
University, yes.
And you've got the scoop
I've got the scoop
in the book that's coming.
on the book that's coming.
But
yes.
of course, you, Chris, tell us a little bit. You've written a lot of books about Western New York. And before we start talking about some of those other books, I want to hear about you. You're a Western New York guy, aren't you?
I'm a Western New York, born in Buffalo, lived in Blaisdell, went to Frontier, didn't graduate there because we moved to Rochester. So at least I stayed within the rest
still
of
Western New
still
York.
Western New York. Been here all my life except when the 4 years I went off to college.
And your family has been involved in the Erie County Fair for many years.
Yes, my grandparents started their pizza stand in 1956.
Wow. And you
and
worked.
my uncle is still working there.
So tell us the name of your pizza stand here
It's
at the fair.
Salvatore's Pizza at the top of the Avenue of Flags.
The Avenue of Flags. Got that
Yes.
Salvatore's Pizza. So
Yes.
it's probably really good stuff.
Really good, often busy. I can't even get in there sometimes.
Oh,
it's so
come
busy.
on.
Yeah.
You're not even a VIP?
Not even, well, I can kind of
You
sneak
could
in
maybe
the back door.
be a
but-
name dropper?
Yeah, yeah.
And you've worked at the Erie County
I
Fair
worked
with your
there
family.
for a decade. In my high school and college years, I worked there.
So you went from growing up in Western New York and going to Rochester for a while, working at the Erie County Fair, to choosing to be an author, and an author who highlights Western New York. And I actually have 2 books in my hand right now that you have written that are currently available. So I have to look at, this is a long title, A Pizza, the Action. Everything I ever learned in business, I learned by working in a pizza stand at the Erie County Fair. It's a mouthful.
So the way you should say that title,
Okay.
you should say that title, A Pizza the Action.
A pizza the action.
That's right, now you
like
got
good
it.
Italian
That's
girl.
right.
A pizza the action. So tell me about A Pizza the Action.
Well, it's really interesting. In the 10 years that I worked with my grandparents, I was just the grandson working in a pizza stand. I had gone to the pizza stand when I was a little boy. It was something that was it was definitely exciting, as you can imagine.
Sure.
When you're a kid coming to the fair, you love it. You want to come back, you want to do, and the fact that your grandparents have a stand there, wow, couldn't get any better than that. So when I was asked to help my grandparents, my aunt and uncles were of an age when it was more difficult for them to do it. So my brother and I stepped in and helped. It was an honor. And we learned things that we didn't expect about business.
Isn't that really an education?
It is. It's just, if you think about the way the fair is really the cauldron of capitalism.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't expect it, but
Cauldron of capitalism. Can I steal that?
Cauldron of capitalism,
Cauldron
sure.
of capitalism. Okay, I interrupted you.
I probably stole it from someone.
Well,
so,
I won't tell on you. But continue.
So my grandparents, they didn't have really a formal education, but they were entrepreneurs, and they learned how to run a business, and they taught us not on purpose, but just by showing.
Yes.
And this is a great lesson, by the way, for anybody out there, is that if you want to influence somebody, don't tell them what to do, show them what to do. And that's what my grandparents did, and that's what I write about in the book.
Is being a part of that world that your grandparents had created with their business.
Right. The other thing that's interesting about this book that I've heard from people who've read it is it really takes a snapshot in time of what the fair looked like back then. I mean, the fair is constantly evolving and improving, and it's very interesting to take a step back and just see what it was like before everything was paved.
Sure. And, kind of nostalgic for those of us who've grown up in Western New York and have spent so many wonderful days with their families here in the Erie County Fair.
Yes.
And another really interesting book, which I think a lot of us could sink our teeth into, 50 Hidden Gems of Greater Western New York. Now, this is really something that I could see a family having on hand when you're looking at what are we going to do for a staycation, where are we going to go, and here you have hidden gems. So tell us about what's in this book and why you call them hidden gems.
The idea of a hidden gem is really up to the viewer, up to the person who's looking at it. So if you live in a place and something in your backyard you're used to seeing all your life, that's not a hidden gem to you. But to somebody in the next town over, it might be.
Sure.
So that's what I'm focusing on. I don't include the Niagara Falls in there.
Well, because everybody knows about Niagara Falls,
it's the 8th wonder of the world, that's not really hidden. Although there is a story about Niagara Falls and how it influenced the creation of the National Park System that I do write in there that many people might not know.
Very
So there's a bunch of little tidbits and stories, places to go, people who are famous.
And so maybe if you're having people come into town, if you're having visitors, if you read this book before they get here, they'll think you are brilliant. Now, you don't tell them you read the book, you just let them think you're so smart.
Right, and once they're impressed enough, then you give them the book as a gift.
Right. So they can be brilliant too.
So they can be brilliant too.
So I'm noticing, you know, here in the list of your chapters, the night they burned Old Buffalo down. That sounds sinister.
Well, that's the War of 1812.
No.
And there's a story.
They really did burn
Buffalo. There's a story about that. I hook it in personally. Did you know that in the 1970s, this is according to Seth Godin now.
Okay.
Seth Godin once wrote that in the 1970s, the local TV news stations found out more people would watch the news if they talked about fires.
Oh.
So if you grew up here in the 70s and you saw stories on the news about fires every time you turned on the news, that's why.
So since there's stories about fires in the book, more people will buy and read the book.
I never thought of that. That's a good, I'm going to use that. Can I steal that from you?
Totally, it's yours.
Okay,
it's yours. From me to you, it's yours. So you will be doing a book signing, correct?
I'll be doing a book signing from 2 to 5 at the Historical Building.
What days?
Saturday, the 11th.
Just Saturday,
just
the 11th.
Saturday. That's all I can do this year.
Oh, that's okay. One day's better than no day. So if you want to, take a moment and come and visit with Chris, all of these wonderful stories, and then to have the book signed. I mean, that's even, what a great gift to someone who's grown up in Western New York. To have, really, there's a lot of history here. So it's not only places to visit and things to do, but a lot of history connected to those places, which is part of what makes them gems.
That's right.
And aside from the book signing, you're going to be on the culinary stage.
That's right.
Talk to me about the culinary stage.
Well, I looked at the listing, and I'm saying I'm doing a cooking demonstration. I didn't realize that.
You didn't know you were cooking?
I didn't realize I was cooking. I thought I was just talking. I'm just talking. There may be food there. There may not be food.
There may or may not be food.
But
So
I'll be talking.
If you are cooking, do you know what you might be throwing?
I'm going to be cooking up a tale.
Oh,
a mystery
I like
tale.
that. Cooking up a tale. That was good.
About the origin of the hamburger, the various stories.
I would love to hear those stories. I think I'd also love to see you cooking a hamburger.
Well, actually, my family does like the way I cook hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe some pizza. I mean, you sold pizza at the Erie County Fair.
That's right. Pizza's good,
I think,
too.
that would work for me anyway.
So what I'm using crime-solving techniques.
To cook pizza?
To identify the veracity of the origin of the hamburger stories, the veracity of the various origin of hamburger stories.
So you're Sherlock Holming.
I am
hamburgers.
Sherlock Holmes.
Well, thank you so much for coming, for spending some time with us, for letting us talk to you, Chris. I could see that it would be really a pleasure to read your books and to learn so much about the history of Western New York.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching Fair Day Live. We'll be back in a moment.
Fair Day Live continues after this.
The best 12 days.
The best
days of summer
are here.
It's the 179th Erie County Fair, August 8th through the 19th. See what we've got packed into 12 days of sensational, sizzling summer fun.
The best shows.
The best rides.
And don't forget,
The best animals.
summertime's best food.
The best times.
Nothing says summer like the best 12 days of summer at this year's Erie County Fair.
Discover a world of magic and wonder, where you can imagine all sorts of new adventures and endless possibilities, where you can find what you need for everything, from late-night soothing snuggles to meeting a new best friend. Come to Fisher-Price. There's always fun in store.
Eat quality, save money. Eat fresh, save time. Eat right. Eat Right Foods, Buffalo's premier meal prep service. Order today at eatrightfoods716.com.
America's most iconic quartet is coming live to perform their unforgettable hits. The Oak Ridge Boys Shine the Light Tour 2018, August 13th at the Erie County Fair, Buffalo.com grandstand. Get reserved seats at tickets.com, the fairgrounds main office, or by phone. There's more at oakridgeboys.com, part of the National Grid Concert Series.
Welcome back to Fair Day Live.
Welcome back to our Saturday show. Well, we all know the Erie County Fair is full of fun stuff to do, jam-packed. But of course, every day there are particular things that you may want to check out. So here's a little reminder of what you're going to see on Saturday, today, at the Erie County Fair. The Erie County Fair 5K Award presentation at 10:15 a.m. in the Carousel Beer Garden. 4-H, rabbit, turkey, and poultry auction starting at 10 a.m. in the Showplex. The 4-H swine auction at 1 p.m. also in the Showplex. Legend of the birth of the burger. We of course just spoke with Chris Carosa. He's here at the Erie County Fair Cook's Kitchen and Shop. He'll be here at 6 o'clock to speak with you and share stories and, cross your fingers, maybe cook up some tales. Who doesn't like the Beatles? I think everyone likes the Beatles. The Fab Four, the ultimate tribute in the Buffalo.com grandstand at 8 p.m. And it's free, a free show with paid gate admission. Hope to see you there. So much to do, so much fun to be had. Thank you for joining us on Fair Day Live. Watch every morning on WBBZ-TV at 8:30 a.m. and stream live also on the Erie County Fair page on Facebook and online at ecfair.org. Have a great weekend. Come enjoy the fair. Thanks for watching.
The preceding presentation was produced by WBBZ-TV in partnership with the Erie County Fair, who paid a production fee for the program with sponsor support.